Hengame, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time on this. I would love for you to tell us who you are and what you do in real estate and why you got in and what's going on in your journey.
Hi, Steve. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Hengame Abari. I grew up in Iran. I moved to Dubai. I was around 25 and then moved to US around like 29. So I got my master's in English literature back in Iran. Then I moved to Dubai, and then a couple of years after I moved to US, I got my bachelor's here in radiology.
Oh, wow.
Then I started my internship in Encino Hospital. That was the moment that I just realized is not the field is not my, this is not my field.
Right.
I got my real estate agent license after that. So family was upset. Why did you go to school? And then it's just a license. But it's my passion. I like real estate. It's not easy. Some people think it's really easy. We make really easy money. Definitely is not. I'm full of stress and we work like 24/7 sometimes.
Yeah.
Even sometimes I'm not at work, but my mind is just at work. So my daughter sometimes telling me, Mom, focus, I'm talking to you. So I'm just thinking about work. So no
Wow.
Saturday, Sunday. Most probably like most of the Saturday Sundays in the year I work open houses, showings, but it's my passion. The feeling is like, first of all, I never seen myself in sale, as you see, like English literature, and then, but I think real estate is not just selling; it's just providing services, connect with people you're working. Sometimes you work with one client like 6 months or more. So it's not something you sell something in 5 minutes and you don't see the clients anymore. So it's just like connection, vibes, energy, and providing services. I like that part. Provide services and they are happy. It feels really good.
That is amazing that you decided that you don't want to do radiology and you wanted to get into real estate. Did your decision have to do with the fact that you lived in Los Angeles, you think? If you lived somewhere else, would it be a different decision?
I don't think so. When I was in a hospital, I was like seeing sick people coming and I was like feeling, oh my God, I have to see people in a pain every single day. Maybe if I just stayed, it was just like I get used to it after a while. Definitely people works in hospital and then, but it wasn't me seeing people in pain. It was just like not for me. I love to see people happy, finding their new homes or selling it in a top dollar. So it just gives me some energy. Uh,
Sure.
yeah, but hospital, I was like thinking it's not my field.
Listen, I talk to a lot of people from many walks of life, and the irony is there's this instinct inside of the person that I'm talking to, whoever it may be, and you're now in this case, that there's certain things you want to do, and then it's just not feeling right. It's just not going the way you want it to go. And you found your calling in real estate. Now, how many years have you been in real estate?
It's more than 14 years,
14 years, all in Los Angeles.
all in Los Angeles. Yeah.
And when you first started doing real estate, what was the process? Because I know it takes a little time to get going, to get a clientele, traction, listings and stuff like that.
Definitely. You know what? According to NARS, National Association of Realtors, 75% of the new realtors, they leave the industry in the first year. So as I told you, it's not an easy job. And we always like, we are independent contractor. We don't have a boss. We are our own boss. So you have to be really strict to yourself. Sometimes I feel like if somebody works for a 9 to 5, yeah, for somebody else, they know they have to do all the things and get it ready. That's why the real estate agents sometimes they leave the industry and they cannot survive because there is no discipline. So nobody's like asking you to do anything. So you have to be consistent. I remember the first year I wasn't lucky. So some people, they are lucky to have friends, family giving them some deals around them. But I wasn't lucky like that. So I was like telling myself, I have to push myself and I have to hustle to get some clients. So the first year I was doing open houses in the for the other agents for a year every single Saturday, every Saturday. So for 4 or 5 hours, and you don't get paid for the sitting on open houses. So, and door knocking, calling people, sending flyers, connection to the people, get more information because I felt like if I have a lot of information for people, so I can just connect to people. It's not like something that you can sell the houses. You have to give them information. You have to be on top of everything. So I think the first year was really hard. The only thing I can tell is consistency and push yourself. Be your own boss, but very strict boss. Yeah.
Wow. So that's disciplinary, and I think it goes to show you going through the schooling system and getting into the medical system. All that stuff takes time, effort, and focus. And you kind of decided to push it this way. It's interesting that you say this. From a perspective of people who don't know real estate, right? And all they want to care about is, I just want to sell my home, or this real estate agent. You watch these shows on Bravo and all these things, and the shows that you see on these televisions, it's a little bit unrealistic, and it's a little bit a nice problem to have. Oh, I didn't sell the $10 million. I sold the $5 million. How do the shows relate to real life in real estate?
I'm glad that you mentioned this. So just the show, it's not like even 1%, related to the work. When you selling, it's just the most important decision for every single people, buying or selling. So most of the time, some deals, every single deals are different. You get you get so many stuff in one deal, and the next one is totally different. Believe me, I had one deal one time. It was like 45 liens on a property, and I
Oh my.
had to sell it. 45 liens. And when I checked with the seller, 20 of them, we had to solve the problem, calling the agencies, calling the companies, and prove that, okay, he did pay off the money. So it was showing on a title, and you cannot sell that property. So it took me I think around 2 or 3 months to just clean all the
Wow.
time and all the stress, and it shows it's just like I wish it was like that. I wish, but it's really hard.
It's different. It's a different boots on the ground are a little different than just the fantasy that the producers put together. That's really interesting. What are your challenges right now in the real estate market? I guess in Los Angeles or Southern California?
2 years ago, we have like, if you're in a buyer side, it's really challenging because it was like always multiple, offers. So there was a time 2 years ago, I was just writing offer like every 1 hour. And
Wow.
then out of like 20 offers, one offer maybe was accepted because it was like you send the offer like $100,000 over the asking, and then they come back to you and say, okay, we have 10 more offers, like 200,000 over or 300,000 over. I was just pulling over and freeway and writing an offer because it was like, okay, today is listed, tomorrow until like 5 p.m. send an offer. So you didn't have time. So it was really challenging for 2 years. Now is a little bit cooled down
This is during COVID.
during COVID. Yeah, 2020 until 2000. Yeah. And because of the rates right now, we have like more buyers just waiting to see what's happening to the rate. In a selling side, it was easier this time from COVID because there was a time we list the house, we were waiting for one offer. after 2 or 3 months. And we were like, when my email was like pop up, oh my God, we got an offer. But from 2020 was like, okay, you put the house in the market, the next day you had like 10 offers, 20 offers.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really different in the buyer side or the seller side. And you couldn't even expect how much you can sell it.
Mhm.
Sometimes you were like surprised. Oh my God, we sold it like 400,000 over, 300,000 over.
Wow. Wow.
Then when the rate went up. So right now it's just a little bit less buyers, just that they're like on the sideline waiting for the rate to go down. So it's a little bit more normal market. Then we had like 2024, we had like December, November, which is like slowing the market. And then we had the fire. But after fire, some areas like Encino, Sherman Oaks, close to West LA, to LA, or Calabasas, or like Santa Monica. We have a lot of offers again because, they lost, so many people lost their houses, so they need to buy.
Friends of friends that have lost houses in different areas in the places you're talking about, they're all looking for rentals and it's and they couldn't find much rentals and the rental prices were jacked up pretty high. Do you get involved in the renting of properties in what you do?
You know what? I have some clients that they bought the houses like they are investors and they buy the house with me. Of course, I list the rental property for them, but I don't do rental. Like if somebody tell me find a rental property, I'm not, I have a team, they can do it, but I don't do the rental, but I do for my clients. Yeah, after fire was like I told my investors, you cannot jack up the price. First of all, it's not fair. Second, we got the email from NARS, National Association of Realtors. It's just not legal to do that. It has a certain percentages that you can just go up.
Got it. From your experience right now, as we are going into a new year and a new economy with a new administration, do you think that investors are excited to get going on real estate again, or do you think they're just kind of feeling it out right now?
It's hard to say because they're waiting to see because of all the so many new stuff is happening. They were telling us that around like March, they're gonna reduce the rates. Now it's not gonna happen, maybe in a couple of months. The economy, hopefully they are waiting for to see what's happening after the election. Still, there is low inventory. Still, we have high demand and low inventory in
In
California.
Los Angeles,
Los Angeles.
California.
Yeah, Los Angeles. So that's the problem right now. Investor looking for the fixer-upper houses. On those houses, we have still multiple offers. I wanted to mention this for the buyers. So sometimes for the market, buyers asking the question that when is a good time to buy? It's common question. I just wanted to mention this. If somebody asked me when is a good time to buy, I say 100 years ago, because real estate is just like whenever you're ready to buy, whenever you have your own down payment and you are comfortable to paying that mortgage, that the amount of mortgage you want to pay, is the time to buy. 4 years ago, people were thinking maybe we're waiting to market go down. But now, look at now. It's just, higher than that 4 years ago, or like 5 years, 10 years ago. So it's just like every time anybody's just ready to go, my opinion is just like right,
Yeah.
right time to buy.
I was watching something on Bloomberg television and they talked about generational wealth for real estate. And it seems to be that's exactly what you're talking about here. I have to say, hang on, man, you have a lot of experience in what you're talking about. And with every property, there's a story, right? Um, do you tell the story of a property, or how do you approach your sales when you put a project in the market? What is it's got 3 rooms, 4 rooms, 3,000 square feet, or do you actually give it a story?
You know what? I was thinking like 6 months ago to just write this story for each house because each house has its own story. But in my social media, I'm like not like just posting and say, okay, 4 bedroom, 3 baths, blah, blah, blah. I just like mention all the details that is make this house special. Or like if like 10 things that meet the criteria for that buyer.
Why did you pick the property you picked, and what's the story behind that property?
So there is a property right now in Encino, which is in the north of the Encino. They said it's called Encino Village. So sometimes people think they like only live in the south of the boulevard. I just want to say about this like area that it's really nice family place. It's just really friendly neighbors. When I was in my open house, it was like hundred of the neighbors around the neighborhood coming to the place and really nice, really friendly. So it shows that it's really nice location to live, quiet, decent place. And this house is like recently the investor remodeled the house like from A to Z. Practical house, like 1 story. Recently, I don't know, people likes 1 story rather than 2 stories. 1 story, you have 4 bedrooms. If you wanna have like 1 bedroom for off as an office, you can have 1 bedroom as an office. So everything has been redone, like from roof, ceiling, floor, everything. Bathrooms, kitchen, nice kitchen, open field, and natural lights. When I came to US, so I grew up in Iran. The house is totally different because they were like building houses, no walls, open field, maybe smaller bedrooms, but large living area because as like Persian, we like to have party all the time for everything. So when I came to here, I was like looking for a house to buy for myself. I was looking at the houses. It was like all the walls. They're like living room is separate from the family room. Family room is separate from the kitchen. And I was like shocked. So if somebody has like 30 people, how they can manage this? So this house is just like reminds me Iran because it's open field, no walls, and natural lights. And it's great to have like guests over, have like entertaining people, beautiful backyard for the family to start, nice school around. That's why I picked that because it's in north, but it looks like, you're living in the south of the boulevard.
I got you. I can ask you a million other questions, but I'm not going to do that because we're going to run out of time. You have a lot of good stories here. So let me ask you this, Hengame. The idea was to expose the real estate professional, to build trust and to build confidence in the buyers or the sellers that want to get to know you. What do you think is the difference between this kind of a platform where we actually talk to you versus you posting on your social media?
This is kind of organic conversation. I like it, and it's just like more things about yourself and your career, and it's just combined together and it's organic talk. I like that. Some kind of videos is just like you just have like something to just make the video and then that's it. But this is organic talk and I like it.
So it gives a little bit more confidence because, as you notice, one of the reasons I wanted to do a series on real estate is because I think people want to work with people they like. And that's really important. You can have the best deal in town, but if the deal's a pain, people are not going to do the deal. And that's really what it comes down to. And the realtors that are really high profile, like on the shows we're talking about, they're all about themselves. They don't care about any other realtor. It's about come into my kingdom and I rule and I give you crumbs when I need it. So that's why I wanted to put this out there for realtors and do that. But I wanted to say, like, I'm enticed by real estate. I love real estate, and I wanted to get this put a platform out there to make it an organic transition for realtors to come into different regions. Like you're in Los Angeles, but we're gonna tap into everywhere, and you have a lot of international buyers that come in from all over the world who want to come in and get something. Hang on, thank you so much for coming on this podcast. You've kind of shined a light on who you are and what you do in real estate. I'm going to put a link of the property you spoke about below, and people can come and find you there. And thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you and pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much, Engelman. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.